Hello everyone, welcome back. Building big with City Skylines. This is episode 43. I'm Enigmius, and today we're looking at our city. Again, it's fantastic. What else would we possibly be doing? We are going to build some things this episode, but we're going to do a quick recap of everything that I've done since the last episode. We can say it with one word: highways. Primarily trying to manage population growth and the traffic that it produces by allowing vehicles to travel as far as possible along a highway network to get where they want to go, to get them close to where they want to go, and then get off the highway and transition smoothly to the exact destination. That's kind of the whole goal here, and you can see it's messy business. You can see it's all the loops and the bulges and all the other crap going all over the place. Over here, it's quite a lot. There's a lot of stuff going on. You may recall in the last episode we built the Grand Mall, and it was basically sitting by itself. There was nothing here and there was nothing down here, and since then what I've done is I've come in here and basically just zoned a mix of office, commercial, and residential like we were doing previously, because that's kind of what the demand called for. The demand has been for some time what you see here. A little bit of demand for residential, medium demand for industrial or office, and hardly any demand at all for commercial. So we go in and we put in some offices, this demand goes down, the demand for residential goes up a bit, so we zone some high density residential, this goes down, the commercial demand goes up a little bit, we zone a tiny bit of commercial, and then the cycle repeats. We go back to the industrial, the residential, and the commercial. And it started up over here around the Grand Mall, and it extended down this way. And then I said, okay, well, there's some other things that we want to do. There was a reason why I wanted to extend a certain amount of zoning away from the mall. And that's because we have another unique building that we want to place, and it's going to be a noisy building. So we want to have it zoned in an area where that's not going to upset too many people. So I left this space down here for that. We're going to zone it, and then we're going to build some office space around it, because offices don't seem to care too much about noise pollution. And then we'll be that much closer to our first monument. Should be very exciting. Speaking of which, we've actually unlocked it. We can take a brief look at it. Monuments. Where is this guy? Not the fusion power plant. I think it's this one. No, not the medical center. The space elevator. Construct an opera house. That's what we need to do next. The interesting thing about these monuments is they have a pretty massive impact on the city. Like the medical center. In its description, it says it is so vast and efficient that it can easily take care of all your citizens' health needs. Cost you $14.4 thousand a week to maintain. But you don't need a hospital anywhere else in your city, apparently. These things are kind of a big deal. This one brings a massive amount of tourists who like to spend money while visiting. We don't really need money, but it's never a bad idea. It means we can probably take a look at some of our city policies and things like that. They cost a lot of money to implement, but make things a little bit easier elsewhere. And it's going to be the first one that we have access to. So we're going to build the Opera House, and that'll give us access to this guy. It's also going to cost us $1.5 million to build this guy, and then we should be in pretty good shape. So, enough nattering about nothing, even though that wasn't nothing. We have an aquarium that we can build. We're not too worried about that right now. We have the Opera House. Ta-da! I want to make sure, just as the topic of discussion every episode, that I'm accommodating traffic appropriately. So we're going to build this guy right here like this. 6-lane road. That did very little for anywhere in the city except for this. I think I got out to about here. The influence that this had on the happiness. What a bunch of jerk faces. We're going to double check. Make sure that we've supported our water requirements adequately. We're going to have to keep that in mind for over here as well when we start building out there. You find out pretty quick if you didn't zone or if you didn't place water pipes for an area, because the buildings tell you almost immediately that they need water. It's not going to take long for these buildings to stretch out here and provide us with electricity, so that's good. What we really want is all of the services, police, fire, and ambulances, to be as close to the opera house as possible, so that when you're listening to your favorite opera, you're constantly disrupted by sirens. Yes. What I think I want to do is, again, trying to make use of the land that we have a little bit efficiently without driving ourselves insane, being too picky. We want just straight. Damn you. How about you? Kind of like that. Oh, that's the one. That's the ticket. All the way back in there. And then you are going to say, no, we don't want to do it like that. And like that. And do we want to? Yeah. I think we can afford to have an intersection here. It's not too close to the others. This intersection, not so much. It's not in the best spot, but I don't expect this road to be super busy because we've got the 6-lane going all the way around. So we're gonna leave it for now, and we've got lots of room to change it if we have to. We'll go like that. We're gonna leave these guys here. We're gonna zone them for commercial when the demand warrants it, because we're gonna let this fill in first. And when this and this and then these guys start to fill in, that's when power will extend to the Opera House. And if we haven't already received some sort of notification that we can build the great big tower thing, we'll check on it and we'll see what else we need. You can see we've got more beachfront property all along here. It's not as smooth a transition over here for the beachfront property because I wasn't as careful in zoning it. So now it's actually terraforming a bit of the beach itself when the buildings start to grow. You saw that happening here. So it's kind of a thing. It's not as neat and tidy, but I don't really care. If I wanted to make it look neat and tidy, I'd put like a boardwalk or something down here and pretend people care. Don't think they would. You can see the demand for the industrial/office has decreased, which is good. Residential seems to be holding relatively steady, which is also good. You can see they're filling in here, but there's also spaces that they haven't used yet. We are going to take a look at... I'm a little bit astounded that it wants zoning for parks, even though it's got an opera house. I guess not everyone in the neighborhood is necessarily going to be making you know, nightly trips to the opera house. I guess that makes reasonable sense. Plaza with picnic tables, we'll put that up here. Have a nice picnic while you're waiting for the opera house to open with all your friends. Your favorite bottle of pretentious, expensive wine. That guy, look at that. He was happy. He started building his house. He had barely excavated the foundation, and he heard there was a park going in. He almost crapped himself. He was so happy. What do we got? Oh, definitely. I was joking about placing the police and fire for the sirens over here, but I guess realistically, it's actually quite serious. They do expect a little bit more. Look, wow. I completely screwed the pooch on the healthcare for this area. So, I think one of the best ways to address that would be with a hospital. Just a big fat hospital tucked... I can't fit it. Damn you, hospital. It's the hospital on the beach. There we go. Just watch the influence spread. Look at all these happy people. Excellent. We're still making money. We're not making a lot of money. Population is holding steady. It's not really increasing, but it's not doing too badly either. We can zone a little bit of additional residential now. And it looks like we can go like this. And while we're here, I mean, let's just kind of double check and make sure if we can find... We don't want that. We don't want pollution. There we go. Noise pollution. Yeah. So this is very noisy. This is a little bit noisy, but not bad. So these houses down here aren't really feeling the hit for noise pollution this way. So they should be okay. That's the main thing. Apparently... okay, it's the commercial buildings that generate quite a bit of noise. That's interesting. I honestly never even really thought that they would, but it makes sense that they would because people are noisy when they're shopping, and people are noisy when they get together in extremely large groups to do anything, even if they're not doing it necessarily together. So that's good, I guess. Jerks. Shut up when you're shopping. People are trying to nap. So now the demand for commercial, even though we haven't used these little spots that I zoned completely, is basically bottomed out. It's the demand for residential that's growing rather significantly, which is good, and we've got more room to accommodate that. The hospital. How noisy was the hospital? Was it super noisy? Nope. Hardly any noise at all. That's good. These guys starting to get a little bit noisy because we've got a couple of commercial buildings there, I guess, that are contributing to it. You can see where it's a little bit pink here as opposed to the ones over here, which are just, you know, zero noise, basically. So we'll keep that in mind. It looks like we can probably get a little bit more residential in there, but I'm thinking maybe we hold off and put offices. If we need more room for residential, we can put it elsewhere that's not going to be in so noisy a spot. Now, let's check it out. Monuments. Here we go. Space elevator. We're going to build it. We're going to do it. We're doing it right now. The space elevator going in. We have enough money. We'll have $1 million left after we've placed it. Alright, so first thing we need to do is we're going to set up the roads, the necessary roads. And again, using what we've learned about volume and how much space people really want to do all the things that they like to do. And also, with a little bit of space for services, parks, things like that, that people might want to be availing themselves of. And we're going to go with... So this is going that way. And that one's coming in that way. So what we'll do is like so. No, it's supposed to be a little bit bendy. And nice little merge. And from this guy, a nice little merge. So this guy is going that way. So traffic will come from here around up. We'll have a bus loop that kind of does its thing. Yeah, we can do that. We can have a bus that kind of picks up somewhere down here and then just travels like that. You won't be able to put bus stops on the highway, but the bus will travel on the highway to get to stops elsewhere. So we can do that. Look at this bastard. That is just all the kinds of fun, and it's noisy as hell. Is the whole city gonna go happy, or not the whole city, but quite the range? I guess is a way to describe it. We're gonna have large playgrounds, plaza with picnic tables, there and there. You can hang out, have your lunch while you're visiting the space tower thing. We'll have fire, police, and oops, not a hospital, a clinic for all the touristas. And then we'll have the support structures. Get rid of that, just so that we can zone this nice and tidy like. And the bus, oh no, we should be okay. We'll have room for the metro will go right there. Specifically for the shenanigans. We want bendy. And like so. And this guy will run... How much is it going to cost us? $50 million to run it all the way up here. I don't think that's actually going to work the way we expected. Okay, I know what we can do. I think we'll go like that. We'll bring it around. And then we go like this. Drag line to add stop, like so. Drag line to add stop, like so. And just like that. Nice, neat, and tidy. It's all linked together. That's fantastic. That was actually much easier than I was expecting. And then the last thing that we want to do is we're going to have a bus stop. Right there. Right in front of everything. Wait. Just a damn minute. I know. We will take this, with the bendy, and this. Up. Can we go? Can we, oh, yes, that's it. This was bendy. We're gonna have the bus. A bus. Right, there you are. So we're gonna drag stop to move it. Add stop. Add stop. Perfect. And then back up and around. Add stop. There's a complete line. We can do... no, we can't do it that way because it's all one way. Alright, that's fine. Still, it's a bus stop that goes from the shipyard to the tower and then back around. That's kind of the main thing that we needed. Power. I'm gonna bring you like so. Excellent. And you like so. Excellent. I think we're good. Let's see. Where is... There it is. That was very expensive. We're actually starting to lose a little bit of money on a weekly basis, but not as much as a person might think, given the nature of the situation. It's, I don't care if a building is burned down. They burn down every day. Look at that. It's got the little radar spinning around. That's kind of neat. As assets go, look at all the people just crawling out of the bus stop itself. They didn't actually wait for a bus. They tunneled underneath the sidewalk and came up underneath the bus stop. No, really, they're just... Are they traveling through space to get here? Like... Look at all these people coming out of there. That's crazy. I don't care if it burns down. You shut up. All the people. Just all the damn people. And they're all headed to the metro. We don't know where they came from. We just know where they're going. And we're not going to complain because we need the money. Let's just put it that way. So we got our first monument. We're going to take a look at what we need to get some other monuments in the game. As long as it doesn't involve basically destroying our city, I feel pretty comfortable that we'll be able to accommodate some extra monuments before we're done. And we still have to take care of business with all this stuff, all this space, things that we can fill in as well. So next episode, we're going to take a look at our plan for the next little while. Working towards monuments, working towards expanding the city, population, all those other things. If you want to be notified when I add that video, easiest way to do that is to subscribe to my channel or follow me on social media for notifications. Links for social media are always in the information box below the video. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.